Welcome back, everybody. That is right. You're listening to the number one podcast show on Spotify in Malaysia. As according to us only. We got a special guest, but before we get to him, we need to introduce our host. My name is Ginny Boy, and on my left...
Hi guys, I'm Shu Fei.
And I'm Batman.
What?
Actually, my name is Ryan.
Oh, Batman? You want to do the whole show with that voice?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm going to get a sore throat at the end.
At least you know. All right. Thank you very much. Today, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. These guys, we've been working with them for quite a while. You know, these guys are very, very nice. At one point in time, they were stalking our Instagram pictures. They realized, hey, you guys are losing weight. Let me fatten you up a bit. Today's episode is brought to you by Dah Makan. All right. Dah Makan is actually an app that you can actually use to order your food. And these guys can deliver to your doorstep and wherever you are. And there's a menu that you can choose from. You want to be healthy? Got also. You want to be a little bit naughty? Got also. Shufei does a lot of this, right? You and I
eat it like at least once a week.
Really?
No, I think it's very good for it's Puasa
healthy.
season. So like, you know, if you want to get your food right on time, you can just order early
Oh yeah.
and get it delivered. So when you book up Puasa, bam, they got food for you to eat already.
Oh, to all of our listeners who are listening who are actually fasting this month, we want to say Selamat Berpuasa. Make sure you're all nice. Okay, when you book up puasa, invite us as well. But today's show is brought to you by Dah Makan. If you want to get 12 ringgit off your first purchase of Dah Makan, all right, you can use this code. It's called Be Tasty Mamak. That is after Mamak Sessions. It's BETASTYMAMAK. Okay, for all you cheapskates out there who cannot afford to pay full price, we're helping you. Okay, 12 ringgit odd is not bad. And apparently the menu has got this limited edition. Wow, limited edition, huh? Okay, there's this promo going on with T Live. You can actually bundle your purchases with T Live as well. Obviously, it's for a limited time only, so go check it out. If you want more information, we'll leave it in the links below. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite... Oh, not invite, because he's already here. Hello. For the first time on the show, we have, I don't know why or how he got this nickname, but I always call him this nickname, but he introduces himself as another person. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big warm welcome to Fish!
Hello, Matthew Stewart here. How you doing, Jin?
Matthew Stewart,
Matthew Stewart,
Okay, for those of you listening, if you cannot see, I mean, you can go to our YouTube channel and have a look. We have an Ang Mo right in front of us.
Oh my god, where? I'm trying to look also.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't consider him as an Ang Mo. You know, every time I talk to him, he talks to me in Singlish. All right, and for me, it's like I don't feel like he's an Ang Mo.
The problem is it,
Just now he didn't speak in English also.
Wait, because you know, new person ma.
Proper.
No, once he gets more comfortable with
Must
you.
be prim and proper whenever I'm speaking, Jin.
Yes. But Fish, for those of you who don't know, please introduce yourself and tell us what do you do.
I'm Fish. Well, everybody calls me Fish. I was an actor on Wild Banana in Singapore for quite some time, and I'm mainly an esports commentator.
Oh, esports. Yeah, Shufei is an esports gamer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't play competitively, so...
Yeah, well, she can beat me in Dota lah.
I mean, that's not too hard, Jin. Come on.
Oh.
I think a lot of people can beat you in Dota. Jin.
Hey, shut up. Okay. But how did you get the name Fish though?
Well, my gamer tag was actually Maxi for the longest time.
And
yeah,
Maxi.
it's just
So is your Instagram.
Yeah, it's just it's a nice plug. Thank you. But that was a nickname that was given to me by my uncle, Maxi.
Ah, okay.
But when I was making my first ever online name, I had to come up with something. I had no idea what to put, and this is before my uncle gave me that name. So my friend told me, put something that you really enjoyed doing. And something I really enjoyed doing was fishing with my grandpa.
Oh.
I thought he enjoyed doing fish.
Oh no.
I enjoy fish. I just enjoy eating
I
fish.
know you said this is not a PG-13 podcast, but I went a bit too much. But yeah, so I really enjoyed fishing with my grandpa. So I put fish, and that was taken for obvious reasons. So then my friend said, put something else. So I put bigger fish because I wanted to be bigger than the other fish. But me being the dyslexic idiot that I am, I put biger fish with 1G. So when I joined like the YouTube industry, everybody refused to call me biger fish. So like, you're fish, it's sticking. That's it. We're not calling you anything else anymore. It's just fish. Get rid of the biger.
You see, at least you got a cool nickname. You know, Biger Fish sounds cool rather than Ginny Boy.
Yeah, because like you're a man now, but you're still
Is he though?
Ginny Boy. No, yeah, actually, is he though?
Do
He
you know
looks
how-
like a man, but he doesn't behave.
Hey, diam engkau. Hey, do you know how I got my nickname? I got my nickname because of radio. And they gave me the nickname Ginny Boy just because they want to make fun of me because my name is Jin, right? They'd be like, oh my God, you're the baby of the station, Ginny Boy. And I'd be like, oh man, that sounds so gay. Can you stop calling me that? And then they called me even more. And then when Twitter came into, when Twitter was popular, everybody had to have a Twitter handle. So everybody got their handle because, they had cool nicknames. But as for me, Jin was taken, Jin Lim was taken, Jinny Boy wasn't taken. And I was like, damn it, obviously Jinny Boy wasn't taken because nobody wants it. So that's how I got stuck with it.
I've actually tried to take the Twitter handle Fish from somebody.
Then?
It's like some construction worker in the States. And the funny thing is he always either tweets about his job or he tweets about people trying to buy his Twitter handle from him.
Oh.
And then he screenshotted my message to him and put it, see another person trying to buy my Twitter handle from me. Look at these idiots in there. Something.
How much did you offer him?
I didn't offer him anything. I was just like, hey, I'm really interested in buying your Twitter handle because it means a lot to me because that's my name in my industry. And then he just screenshotted that, never replied, and put it on his Twitter. It's like, look at this idiot trying to buy my handle once again.
Well, how many followers does he have though?
Not many, like 2,000-3,000 or something.
Okay.
But he's been offered like $5,000 and stuff from people before to try to buy the handle.
You know what you should do? You should create an account, Bigger Fish, and then send it back to him. It's like, haha, I'm bigger now.
Yeah, so currently, Fish, actually, just a background of Fish. I've known Fish for about 6 years. So we started in the whole YouTube industry together. He was with Wa Banana, and then we went over to Singapore. We did some collaborations, and then obviously we've been on his channel as well. I would say that, both of us have gone through a fair share of the whole YouTube saga in Malaysia and Singapore.
From the very beginning.
Yeah, from the very beginning. And after that, he, had an advance in his career. Went over to Australia to start e-casting for Riot, was it?
Yeah, left all you plebs behind.
Yeah, I know.
Go live the high life in Australia.
I bet you guys don't know what plebs are.
What's plebs?
Only we know.
You peasants.
What's plebs?
Basically a peasant.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. It's all right, you muggles. And then after that, he moved over to Shanghai. And he's been... How long you been in Shanghai again?
Oh, I've been in Shanghai for about a year and a half now. So I went to Australia for 2 years. I worked for Riot Games for 2 years. Moved to Shanghai, worked for Riot Games for another 6 months. And then I quit working at Riot Games and now I work for FunPlus. And I've been there for about almost a year now. Almost a year at FunPlus.
And here's the question that comes after that. As an Ang Mo, all right, if you guys don't believe he's an Ang Mo, okay, you can basically come on our YouTube channel and look at his face. He's as bright as he can be. Okay. Sorry, disclaimer. When it comes to Ang Mo jokes, okay, we all can do it with Fish, okay, not with any other Ang Mos, all right, because we close like that.
Why not? All white people the same.
Now, what is it like having someone like yourself live in Shanghai? That's the big question.
Man, it's interesting because I can speak Mandarin. So living there is not difficult. Shanghai is actually the most convenient place I've ever lived in my life. Like if you want something, it will be at your doorstep within 24 hours. I literally mean anything.
Yes.
You can order a car online and they will drive the car to your doorstep within 24 hours.
You can order a car
Yes,
online?
you can order a car online.
As in you buy a car?
Yes, you can buy a car online.
Do you get your loans online? Or?
You can get anything online.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like if you want to eat supper, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, it's so convenient.
The White Guy is really convenient.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so convenient.
Fish was just telling me about, Hai Di Lao just opened in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
So obviously now in Siam Pyramid, you have to line up. I hear this,
Crazy.
okay? You got to wake up at 8 a.m., go at 9. I think the counter opens at 10 a.m. You need to line up at 10 a.m. to get your number for lunch. And then the counter opens at about 1 or 2 p.m. for you to line up to get your number for dinner. Yeah, and here you have Fish telling me that, oh, you know what? You can actually use an app and you can order Hai Di Lao. Yeah. They'll come to your house, set it up.
Yeah.
Does the guy do the dancing thing in your house as well?
No,
actually,
no. They don't do the dancing
It's called Hai Di Lao, and
But
then the guy
he'll
just
come.
sitting there.
They will come to your house. They'll bring like a plastic placemat basically to cover your entire dining table. They'll set everything up. They'll set the hot pot up. They'll put the right temperature.
Like an actual hot pot. Like
Yeah.
you don't have
a gas
they'll
stove
bring,
hot pot.
They'll bring
one
the
for
unit.
you.
Wow.
And then they put all the ingredients in. They cook it for you if you really want. And then he'll leave. And they have like all the condiments that you can get at like Hai Di Lao as well, so you can eat while you're waiting for your food to be cooked. They have lots of refreshments and things like that. And when you're done, you call him. He comes back. He picks it all up. He throws away all the trash for you, takes it outside of your house, and then he sprays air freshener afterwards.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. And
crazy.
where are we in Malaysia?
And
Well,
it's the equivalent of what? I
Oh
think it's
my
like
God.
9 ringgit extra for the
The
delivery service.
service.
oh.
That is so
You have to
Yeah.
pay like I think it's like 200 ringgit deposit, but that's just so you don't steal the bloody hot pot.
Yeah, the thing, yeah.
Hey, 200 ringgit for a working hot pot? That's cheap.
That's what me and my girlfriend were talking about. Hey, we just think it's
The
okay.
thing- it's only 200 bucks. But that's crazy. Only 9 ringgit.
Yeah, that's it.
Because honestly, the cost for you to like drive to wherever and then you have to park and everything, and it's gonna probably cost up to about $9 as well. I guess.
Here's the thing though, in China, right, they have all these app services and sometimes there's even a guarantee.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you can buy insurance on your Waimai, which is like your delivery service. So you can pay, I think it's like 3 ringgit. 3 ringgit for insurance. And if they don't deliver your food by the time they say they'll deliver your food, for the first 15 minutes, they give you half back. And then for the next like 15 minutes onwards, they refund their full delivery and they pay and they still deliver your food to you.
Whoa.
And you can sign up so we signed up for a premium subscription, which is you pay like a flat fee for either 1 month, 3 months, or 12 months. And then you get discount codes every month. They give you free stuff every other month. And then you also get the free insurance as well.
Oh, okay.
So if the delivery ever not comes on time, I get my order refunded.
Oh, wow.
Which has actually happened twice.
Well, it's just like
amazing.
Like fully refunded.
Yeah, fully refunded. Here you go. Take it back.
Well, it's kind of like Damakan as well. I mean, like if you don't get your meal in time, they give you a free meal, and they give like they give you credits for your next meal.
Yeah,
technically you get a free meal, lah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like they do that here as well. Like pizza. Whenever it comes late, they give you a voucher.
That's about it, right? Right. I mean, other than Domino's and Damakan, are there any other apps that gives you like free meals if you actually get? No, actually, no. Domino's Pizza, do they give you a free pizza?
They
don't, right?
Voucher,
They give you a
coupon for something.
A discount voucher, right?
Probably
Yeah.
a discount.
Oh, okay.
But this is like directly refunded from your
this is
current
cash.
meal.
Cashback.
Current
I know.
meal.
China is so convenient.
I know it's convenient and so advanced, but like when you pay the insurance and stuff like that, have you ever experienced any deliveries coming late?
Yeah, twice.
Like only twice, right?
I've gotten a refund twice.
Yeah.
Which
So
has made up for the amount of insurance that I've paid.
Yeah.
oh wow.
If it's only like $3 per insurance.
Yeah.
If you one time you gonna refund it already, that's $3 well spent when you only spend $3 for like a meal.
Yeah, and also yesterday I was having this conversation with Fish. Now I'm pretty sure you guys don't know, but Fish is actually very fluent in Mandarin, which kind of puts me into shame.
你讲一下，我要停一下。
你要我讲什么？
哇
What? Go on. Yeah, he could speak
我不
very.
懂，我很想听你的音，会不会准？
还可以啊。
Hey, people got the Shanghai chow, okay? Don't play.
No lah, he already.
Wait, you go Mandarin?
地上霜。
You Mandarin?
Yeah, of course I can speak Mandarin.
Oh, you know 啊？
Yeah.
哦，你
Only
so
Jim doesn't
So
speak
we could
Mandarin.
continue the podcast by
啊，
ourselves.
可以可以。
哎可以
completely.
他应该
你可以回家了
他应该不明白啊。
谢谢Jin，谢谢你的服务。
你听得
Well,
懂
I
吗？
control your microphones. Okay. Yeah, but that brings another thing that I've always asked Fish. I think when I first met Fish, when I realized that he could speak Mandarin so fluently, the first thing is like, hey, do you ever get cheated when you want to buy things?
Yes. All the time. All the time. There was literally the other day where we went. So there's a lot of like fake markets in Shanghai where you buy like, and they grade their products in terms of their expensive, in terms of how good the quality of the fake goods
quality.
are. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
S quality, A plus, AAA.
Yeah.
What?
It's insane, and it just basically ranges from it was made in the same factory, it was the same batch, but it's an over distribution. So you can buy like Yeezys in China, which out of they mark how many were made. So if only 2,000 were made, you can buy the 2,321st Yeezy out of 2,000. And it will literally say there, 2,321 out of 2,000.
But it's from the same factory.
Yeah, because the factory just kept producing, but then it doesn't let them put the same number as the first 1,000. So it's exactly the same. It's just over the limit.
Oh.
It's the Yeezy that should not have been made.
Exactly.
But were just made.
So you can buy those there. And it's so common if you go anywhere like that. Or even when I went to buy like my suits in China, I went to the fabric market in Shanghai. And my friend would walk in who's native in Shanghai, and he'd, haggle for his stuff, and he'd get a price, and I'm like, okay, I can expect to get the same price, 4 times more.
Wow.
It's just like white skin tax. Go.
Yeah.
So okay, when have you ever experienced, right, when you were buying something and then they speak in Chinese? Because obviously it's like that. So okay, here's a story. Here's a story in London. What happened was that I went, me, Michelle, and my family, we all were in London for a holiday, right? And every time when we want to say something and we want to say something bad, right, we will always speak in Malay. Because, we don't want everybody to understand what we were saying, right? So there was this one time when I went into the subway in London, and then, just jokingly, I yell out loud and say, "Alamak, aku rasa nak kentut sekarang." And then after that, 2 people just put their heads up, pergilah, kentut lah.
Who are these people?
They were, one was a white person.
Oh.
And then another one, I think he was an Indonesian student as well.
Oh my
And then
God.
they started laughing. They looked at me and then they started laughing. And I was like, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. So have you ever experienced any situation where anyone was kind of bitching about you or like, talking bad about you just because they think that you could not understand Chinese?
I've had 3 different scenarios. Like there's been many different situations, but there's 3 scenarios that come to mind. One is like if I'm dating a Chinese lady and she introduced me to her friends and the friends start gossiping about each other. Like things like that. I'd be like, I like nudge my girl. Do they know? And they're like, no, they have no idea. Keep it that way. And then the other one is if somebody is bitching about me or complaining or something. I actually had an incident in Singapore and I got into a taxi and I was a little bit late for the taxi because I left my house keys in the house. And I had to go back in, get someone to let me back in to get the house keys. And then he was like, "Wow, 吵嘛，这么晚来的." And then and he called his friend. He was like complaining about white people in Singapore and stuff. Like, oh no, a lot of valid complaints about. Oh no. So when I got off the cab, I just thanked him in Chinese, and then you just see his face like go completely white. The last one is my favorite, which is whenever I'm haggling for stuff, and I always do it in English first, because if they start talking to other shopkeepers, I can kind of pick on what they're talking to each other about, how low they're willing to go in terms of the price and stuff. And if I still think it's too expensive, I'll just go, 不可以啊，太贵了，不行. And then they're like, huh? 你讲中文啊? Oh, okay, 可以. And they give me the price that I want immediately.
Oh my God.
I don't understand. Why is it when you can speak Chinese, you get a better price?
I think they just paiseh.
Because they've been saying like
they've been saying like give you higher price.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'd be talking about it in front of you, like telling the other shopkeeper how low they're willing to go. Then they'd be like, we can go as low as like 200 RMB, which is what 2, 4, 6, 8. It's about 240 ringgit or something.
Wow, I'm impressed, man. You're a white guy good at math.
And then they'll go, we can go as low as 外国人600块. Oh. Like, so then I'll be like, it's too expensive. Then tell them I can speak Chinese. They're like, oh, he just heard everything we just said. Let's just give it to the price that we said.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then sometimes they'll be like, oh, you can really speak Chinese, and they'll have a conversation like where I'm from, how I learned Mandarin and stuff like that. And I tell them like, oh, that's really cool. Thanks for the story. I'll give you a discount. And give me the price on it.
Actually, I'm curious about where you learned Mandarin.
Yeah, how
did you? Is it like when you were in Singapore?
Yeah, so I learned Mandarin when I was studying in school. So I went to local school ever since I was in kindergarten all the way to like Polytechnic. So from 6 years old to 14, I was studying Mandarin. But when I was 1 to 6, I was living in Malaysia. I was living in Johor. So when I was 6 years old, I could speak fluent Bahasa. Which is completely gone now. Because when we came to Singapore, you got to choose. You got to choose which language you could take. And my mom looked at the thing and was like, we can either let him continue learning Bahasa, or we can just submit to the Chinese overlords. We're going to take over the world eventually.
And it kind of like helped because now you're how long you've been in Shanghai for almost 2 years now? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you still turn heads when you speak Chinese. People are like, whoa, this is crazy. But does it work with the ladies though? You know how it is, right? When like for us Asian people, when we hear a white person speaking Mandarin or Bahasa, we're like, whoa, like Chris Hemsworth, there's a video going around. It's an old video because of the whole Endgame thing, which is like blowing up. There's this video of Chris Hemsworth talking Bahasa Indonesia, and it's like boom, exploding right now because people are just like, oh my god, you can speak Bahasa Indonesia. It's like, whoa. So like does it work like really really well, especially is it a good icebreaker with the ladies?
I wouldn't say it's a great icebreaker because if I explain this really well when it comes to like ordering chicken rice. If I go to like a chicken rice store and the auntie or the uncle speaks very fluent Mandarin but not so great English, if I start speaking in Mandarin first, then the ordering process takes 10 times longer because the entire conversation doesn't become about ordering chicken rice. It becomes like, you can speak Mandarin? Speak some more. Tell me about your day. What else did you want to talk about? No, we could talk about chicken rice later. Let's first talk about your favorite color.
It's like a rare species.
Yeah, they're like, I cannot believe my ears. I need to basically, make sure that this is real and it's not fake.
But if I start speaking in English, uncle, I want chicken rice with extra chicken. Then if the uncle is like asking like his younger daughter or like his wife, and they're like, oh, 我要鸡饭加鸡, and then he's like, oh, okay, and then he'll do it. And he'll turn back around like, eh? But by that time, he's already making the food. So when we start with the conversation, by the time we're done, it's the natural time that food should be done. So it gets one of two reactions, especially in Shanghai. One is the like, you can speak Mandarin? What the heck? And then the whole conversation becomes like, where'd you learn Mandarin from? Like, how come you can speak Mandarin? or the other one, which is they just don't believe me. So if I'm sitting next to a friend who looks Chinese, they'll listen to me and then I'll turn to my friend. Okay. And they'll reply to him, and then my friend will look at me like, can you reply? And I'll reply, and they'll listen to me again, and they're like, okay. And I continue talking to my friend as if I wasn't there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because it's not very. I don't know lah, but I think in Hong Kong it's a little bit more common. You know, Hong Kong there's this white. Actually, to be honest, he kind of looks like you. I'm not trying to say that you all look the same, but there's this one guy in Hong Kong who acts in TVB who's white. He always acts as the
mix. He's the mixed one, right? He's quite
old he's
right
pure. He's quite old already, but he always acts as a police officer one.
Yeah.
So
but his Cantonese is not like that great either.
It's not that great lah, because it's always like Hong Kong. He always has that intonation.
A bit of an accent.
Yeah, a bit of an accent. And in Singapore, in Hong Kong, I was recently just in Hong Kong. A lot of the white people there can speak Cantonese, and it's very, very common.
I think now in Shanghai also, if I'm not mistaken, because there's a lot of expats in Shanghai now.
Especially where I live in Shanghai, it's very close to the French concession, which is where a lot of the expat people live, because it's right next to the CBD where all the foreign companies are. So a lot of people can speak Mandarin. The difference that I found is a lot of people can speak better Mandarin than I can in terms of their vocabulary, their understanding of sentence structure. It's a lot better than mine. But the difficulty a lot of foreigners face is the actual pronunciation of words. And I think that's the main difference of why people get so shocked when they speak to me. It's because I learned it from such a young age growing up.
And your pronunciation is spot on.
My pronunciation is a lot better, but my vocabulary is so bad. I stopped learning Mandarin when I was 14, so there's a lot of things I don't know.
I kind of regret I didn't continue to learn Mandarin actually.
Well, I know they say that, okay, so they say that send your kids to Chinese school so that they understand Chinese, but I don't know, as long as you can speak, it's good enough already. Can you read Chinese?
I can read a bit.
What?
But it's
he lives in China.
What you said is completely correct. I can understand so much more than I can actually speak.
Yeah.
So it helps me out a lot, especially living in Shanghai, because a lot of people can speak pretty decent English. So there are times where people have conversations with me where they're speaking in Mandarin and I'm replying in English.
What?
Because I've been on a set before where the producer spoke fluent Mandarin and understood fluent English. So he understood everything I said, but he just was too shy to speak in English because he was afraid that he would get his words wrong.
Oh.
So he would speak to me in Mandarin and I would speak to him in English. And it worked perfectly.
I see. It's like all those shows lah, right? Like those Hong Kong shows, right? One fella will be talking to one fella in Cantonese and she's replying in Mandarin.
Yeah.
And then it will just mess me up. You'll be like, what the hell are these guys doing?
Yeah, right. I also.
There was even a scenario where I was at a bar in Shanghai with an old producer of mine, and his friend came down. His friend is from Spain, doesn't speak any English, but we all spoke Mandarin.
What?
So you had 3 white people in a bar, and the common language was Chinese.
Mandarin.
So we're all speaking Mandarin. Because that's the only way we could speak to each other.
China is taking over the world. I'm not going to lie. China is taking over the world.
But back to your question, right? I think if it's me, I'll be very impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
For
if an
like
Angmo guy
if an Angmo
speak Mandarin.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like it makes you more like want to ask, oh, how do you speak Mandarin? How do you know?
Because I feel like I can relate to him more. And because when I speak, right, sometimes I mix my English and Mandarin.
Right.
So it's nice if he can understand. So it's easier to communicate also.
Oh wow! Wait, your current girlfriend is Chinese, right? Does she speak Mandarin?
Yeah.
Do you speak
fluent Mandarin?
Do you speak Mandarin with her?
No.
At all?
Once in a while.
When she first met you and she found out you could speak Mandarin, was she like, "Whoa, what the heck?"
She was like, "Oh, you could speak Mandarin? Where'd you learn it?" In Singapore. Oh, so you speak to all your other girlfriends in Mandarin, is it? Finished. Conversation over.
Oh my gosh! See, wow. She's like, okay, wait. Going back to that, why did she say it like that? Was she like very, very defensive with all of your ex-girlfriends and stuff like that?
It's just a joke.
It's just a joke. Okay, cool.
She was just being funny, but no, she prefers to speak English, and so we speak English mostly. The only time we really speak Mandarin is when we're with family, and we don't want to. We want to talk about something private, but we don't want to leave the room or something. We're just communicating in Mandarin. The only time we can do that is when my sister's not in the room, because she can understand Mandarin quite fluently.
Oh,
so
I love it that people like us understand more. We can speak more than one language, so that when we go to a foreign country, we can talk about other people. We can choose. All right, let's switch to channel 1 Malay.
Hey, wait. Okay, you don't know Mandarin, right? But can you understand?
Okay, so I used to date a girl who spoke Mandarin with her friends because she was bitching about me lah, right? So at one point I could not understand. But when you date someone long enough, you kind of understood. So for me, it's like, I didn't want to say that I understood what they were saying, but for me, it was just, all right, And one point in time, I was like, okay, I kind of get the intonations right. Because Cantonese and Mandarin, they're not to say that far. I understand, I can speak Cantonese, not much, but sometimes their pronunciations are more or less the same. So after a while, I kind of got the hang of it. And one day I was like, you guys are talking about me, right? I kind of understand, And they were like, yeah. So I feel like just like Fish being in Shanghai, I mean, like he already understood Mandarin already, but let's say for example, if you were to put me in China for like a year, I have no choice but to kind of try and fit in. So for me, it's the same thing. When I dated a girl for about almost 6 years already and she spoke Mandarin to her friends, I kind of sort of like understood. And at the same time, I was listening to Chinese music lah. So yeah, that helped.
I think if you live in China for a year, you will probably pick up. If not,
absolutely,
it may not be perfect, but it's definitely enough to talk. If not, like, how are you gonna live in China if you don't like actually understand any Mandarin at all?
Because really my Mandarin wasn't very good. I actually stopped learning in 14, which is in Singapore secondary 2, so 2 more years of high school education. And I took the Chinese language B, which is the lower syllabus, and all you have to do is pass or fail. That's it. So I ended up taking that. So my Mandarin was never very good. Because both my parents spoke Bahasa in English, and me and my sister spoke Chinese in English.
What?
So we couldn't really practice with anyone except for ourselves. So when I went to Shanghai, my Mandarin was really, really rusty. And I would say now I can have fluent conversations again with anyone on the streets about anything.
Wow.
So if I need... They call it the tourist efficiency, which is I can go to anywhere in Shanghai and get to anywhere I need to be efficiently just by communicating with locals. So it does improve your Mandarin a lot.
Because you're constantly speaking it every day. You're just like, hey, every day you're speaking Mandarin.
You pick up on
ordering
small
your
things.
food in Mandarin.
Yeah, you pick up on small things that you didn't really know, like ordering your food and stuff like that.
So do you know all the Chinese bad words?
A bit lah.
I feel like that's the first thing everyone would
mostly involves scolding people's mother.
Any language, whatever it is, the first thing you want to learn is the bad words. Okay, here's something I heard in the news the other day. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but Instagram is going to be rolling out an update which now hides your number of likes on your profile. Did you guys?
Wait, I saw that, but is it real?
Yes,
it is
being trialed in Canada.
Yeah.
So there's this lady named Lisa Doan. She does a lot of esports talk shows, basically. And she was tweeting about it. That Instagram is now hiding likes in Canada because they're testing it in Canada right now.
So who are they hiding it from?
The public.
So
if you were to go on,
I can still see who likes my picture.
I don't know.
Is that how it works? Right.
Know.
Do I still get to see what the likes is on my picture, or is it hidden from everyone?
Okay, so whoever likes your picture, I'm pretty sure you're able to go into some insights and whatever not and see how many likes you get on your engagements and whatever not. But let's say, for example, if you were scrolling on the timeline, you will not be able. You see people's pictures, you see their captions, you'll see their comments, but you never see the number of likes.
Then why are you just hiding it? If you're just gonna hide it, why don't you just remove the whole
likes? The whole like concept.
No, I don't know. Okay, but for me is, if you ask me, okay, are you for it or are you against it?
I'm for it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm for it because you know why? Because like sometimes when you see people's likes and you kind of tend to judge. And then in this industry, right, when you see someone with like 5,000 likes and then like one comment, you're like, this is a confirm fake one. And then obviously you start to judge again.
And then it started this whole micro market of people buying likes and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure whether that is the main reason for them to hide likes.
I think it's really good for the younger generation though, because a lot of kids these days compare their likes on social media. Like I have a lot of young cousins who use a lot of those like for like apps where you like a picture and someone else will like your picture.
Oh, really?
They will sit there all day and just tap photos so that they get the equivalent amount of likes on their recent posts.
My friend also showed me he uses this app which you can buy likes. It's like you get credits on the app and then you just buy likes. Yeah. It's crazy. You just he's like, Ryan, then he just showed me and then he pressed the button and then in 5 minutes his phone started blowing up.
I don't
happening?
Understand. Okay, for that, for me I think it's great because when you mentioned the younger generation, right? Because I can't speak for the younger generation because I'm not actually young anymore. And not to say that I'm very old, but when you scroll a picture, like for example, you scroll, you see an account called Hype Beasts, right? And you look at it and it's got like 500,000 likes. on one photo and you'd be like, oh man, these guys are legit. You know what I mean? I'm going to believe whatever they say because they have that amount of validation. But now when you take away the likes, every photo is just going to be a photo and a caption. And it's not going to influence you based on the amount of response of likes. So I think that's what they're going for, which I think is great, because most of the time when you don't know someone and then you go to their profile and you see their pictures and you see that, oh, they get like 1 million likes. Oh, okay, cool. I trust this guy. This guy was legit. So I think that's what they're trying to eliminate, which I think is great. But it doesn't eliminate the fact that you could still check how many likes you get per picture.
But then, like, what's the relevancy of that?
Will people want to still like on your picture?
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, like they because if you like a picture, you like a picture lah. Like the thing is, when you like a picture, do you take into account or do you keep track of how many likes does this
That's
picture
true
have?
Though. You just scroll and it's like, oh, that's nice, and then you just double tap.
Yeah, because when you see this picture having like 1,000 likes, you're not gonna say, oh, okay, I'm gonna give it this 1,001 like.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing it for more of like social responsibility.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like it because like you're going back to the roots of Instagram, which is basically just sharing your pictures online with your friends.
Yeah, because these days, right, I tell you, I cannot tahan when there are some of these people. I won't call them influencers, but these influencers lah. No, you know what? I won't use the term influencers. Influencer. I won't even use that term. But individuals lah. But they would just post a picture. And then all of a sudden, they'll be going on Insta stories ranting about how the Instagram algorithm is messing up with them. It's like, oh my God, I used to get like 1,500 likes, but now I'm only breaking 800. What the heck, Instagram?
I think that's where the problem is, that people are taking the likes too seriously. It's like, come on, if people don't like your photo, they just don't like it. It's no big deal.
Which is why I think it's really good for the younger generation, because I've got nothing against people like, comparing their profiles and stuff, because at that age, everybody wants to be popular. Everyone wants to be with the in crowd. That's normal. Mm-hmm. But then when you start comparing the metrics such as likes, it becomes a bit toxic to people. Like, I've got cousins who post like a really cool picture of themselves. And they're like, yeah, that's really cool. And they're like, I'm going to delete it because it only has 3 likes. I'm like,
what?
Come on.
The heck? Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, that's a really cool picture. You should be proud of it. Just take another one and keep going. And then it encourages people to just keep going, keep improving, instead of basing it on one picture that you just released. If that doesn't do well, they give up and all hope's lost. And just keep moving forward instead.
And because of the whole I want more likes thing, it's actually encouraging people to bait people for more likes. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure you have seen certain people posting up pictures like, you know what, posting this up, might delete later.
Felt cute, might delete later.
Yeah, I don't kind of understand that trend.
It's a meme.
It's a meme? Or Tio?
It was someone actually did that, and it was a bait for more likes and bait for compliments and stuff.
Yeah.
And then everybody just took it and ran with it. Everyone's like, oh, I feel cute.
Might delete later.
Oh my God, Jin, you don't get it. This shows that you're old.
How old are you, Jen?
Hey, I get it, okay? I get it. All right, I didn't know it was a meme.
Are you not hippity hoppity with the young kids these days? Come on, man.
Hey, shut up, okay? I'm not that old, okay? You know what? Looking at all of you, I know all of your ages. Dang it, I feel old. But I don't know. What do you think of? Okay, so Fish and I have been doing the whole YouTube scene, social media scene for almost like 6-7 years right now. How do you think it's changed? From then and now.
Ooh, right now it's super business money-minded focus.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It has evolved from an industry of everyone was just creating content to really business focus, which is good and bad. But that's just the change. Like, you used to see a ton of different creators just putting a lot of things out there. Now everyone's trying to put things out there, especially trying to tackle, the business focus side of things.
Oh my God.
So it's become a lot more professional, but a lot more money focused as well.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, is last time, it's okay for us to take a picture with the phone and then upload it. Yeah. You don't have to pose. You can take a selfie, or you can take a picture of food, or you can take a picture of a cup, and you can upload it, whatever. But these days, every picture has to have your face in it. Everybody's like, I'm going to take a picture, but I must have my face in it.
I still remember when you were at YouTube Fan Fest in Singapore with everyone. We used to go out together and have a meal together and take a group picture.
Yeah.
And then we do, filter wars.
Yeah.
Where we all pick one filter, and then the group chat would be like, this is my filter. And we just go on Instagram, we put that filter on, that's it. That's the only edit we had.
Exactly.
And Instagram would be flooded with the same picture with 20 different filters.
And we took a lot of group pictures, right?
Yeah, a ton.
But as the years go by, don't you realize those group pictures has become less and less and less?
It feels like it's become it's one of your marketing tools now. It's one of your business platforms.
Yeah, it's become so... just I wouldn't say self-absorbed, but people are more like, okay,
conscious.
you know what?
I feel it's more
Conscious.
conscious. That's what I keep saying is like
Of their feed. Have you been more conscious of your feed?
100%. I don't even post my own pictures anymore.
yeah.
My girlfriend posts them for me because she manages me now.
Oh wow.
So I'll log into my Instagram account and be like, oh, there's a new picture. Like, oh wait, it's mine.
Shouldn't have liked that. Well, I guess it's good. Like people can't see your likes now, so they can't see when they accidentally like your own pictures.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, I think maybe that's one of the reasons why Instagram is actually trying to roll out hiding likes, so that it'll kind of discourage people from being too overly conscious of what they put out. Because I've known a lot of friends, girls, guys, and whatever. They used to like take normal pictures, like really real pictures, like go out and really document their lives. But these days, it's more of like, okay, what am I gonna wear? How am I gonna post? Where am I gonna post? What filter am I gonna use? What app am I gonna use to edit this and that and this and that?
Like I was just scrolling through my feed. This is like my very second picture I ever posted on Instagram. 2011. I spilled my Milo and apparently I took a picture of it.
Oh, okay. And now?
Zero likes. Literally zero likes.
The thing is, right, I feel like now, if people want to document their lives, they put it on IG story instead.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so back
Very
when we started YouTube, when people would take pictures with us, they will post it on their feed, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no Insta stories,
Story.
right? But
Now it's story.
now it's like, what? I'm only worth an Insta story? Because sometimes when people take pictures of us, they'll post it on their Instagram and they'll tag us, right? So sometimes I go and stalk lah, right? So there was one particular fan, I'm not gonna say who, I'll be like, oh, okay. I remember this fan because she took a picture of me. So she basically tagged me in her Insta stories. I'm like, oh, so sweet. So I decided to kind of like retweet the Insta story. Then I went to check out her feed, and I was like, oh wow, she's met other bigger celebrities, international, and she posted about on her feed. So I'm only worth an Insta story. Yeah, that's kind of sad, really. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think people are a bit too precious with their posts. That they think like, every post, like you say, like they are very more self-conscious. Like every post is, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfectly edited.
It has to be mind-blowing, right?
Yes, and I feel what that does, it cut down it's like you're putting a lot of filters on your life, literally putting a lot of filters on your life, and you kind of like chip away at the person that's really behind the account, and you don't really get to see as much of their true self. But like stories is where you actually see them doing stupid things or whatever, because it's more random, it's more in the moment now, which what Instagram used to be, it's more in the moment. That's why Insta, that word there, is the instant moment.
Which is why I think when they started the stories, pretty much taking what Snapchat made really popular and just putting it on Instagram. I thought that was a really, really cool initiative coming from Instagram. It's kind of differentiated the two, the posts and your stories.
Yeah.
I've tried to be a little bit less mindful of the things that I post and the things that I do on Instagram, just because I've moved away from the YouTube scene as much. I come back once in a while, hang out with people I used to work with, but I'm mainly focused on my job in Shanghai now.
Yeah.
So I've just tried to go back into what I used to do. But even when I've tried to do that, now like my partner, who I said earlier was my manager, she will say like, hey, you can't post this. And I'll be like, why? She's like, oh, you got a job coming up on Instagram. You have to like, be a bit more professional with your next few posts. And like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh,
damn it.
yeah.
I have to be an adult.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Instagram. Okay, from how it worked back then until now, right? Instagram has become a job.
Yes.
I met a lot of Instagram personalities, or for the lack of a better word, influencers who they plan their feed 2 weeks in advance, and they have an app to basically plan their feed so that they'll know what their feed will look like in the next 2 weeks. Like, okay, that's my end goal in 2 weeks, color-wise, color tone-wise, and then layout-wise. And I'm like, wow, you are really have a lot of time in your hands. Huh? You know what I mean? It has become that. I'm not being very one-sided or sexist over here. It's more so for the ladies who like to plan their feeds. And like, do you? Okay,
I don't plan.
You don't plan your feeds.
I don't plan.
I have a lot of friends who kind of plan their feeds because they're like, oh, no, I want my feed to look nice, and I want it to be presentable. Okay, here's a question: when you see an Instagram post or you Instagram post of a person that you do not follow, do you check out their feed? Or do you check out like their profile as a whole, or you just check out who they are and you follow?
Depends. I mean, if it's a really cool photo, I'll go have a look at their profile, and if I see their feed is all color schemed and like done really well, like wow, this person put a lot of time into their Instagram account, which is those are the people who are like, that's an influencer.
Okay.
That is somebody who has dedicated their life to using social media to help, influence people that follow them.
Right.
I think that is the correct use of influencer, and they do it. That's why they spend so much time doing it. That is literally their job.
It's their job.
And I'm just like, damn. I wish I could be that good.
No, you can't. Fish, you take the worst photos ever, man. I tell you. Seriously, until now, nothing has changed. It's like,
Wow,
you
you
don't.
damn bad. Like you say until like your feet very nice.
No, my feet. Oh, yikes. Why you got something against me? Is it, Shufei?
No.
Huh? Have you seen? You should follow Shufei's feed.
She did. He didn't follow me.
She takes. Oh, gamer. Okay.
You're not gamer. That's why I don't follow you.
Hey, but you said Instagram has become more business minded, right? I feel like in the streaming community also.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, a lot of people like they stream because they want to earn money, stuff like that. I feel like you shouldn't be based on that reason.
I get a lot of people who message me like, how do I become a really big streamer? How do I make money? I'm like, you're never going to unless you just go and do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but I need the correct banners, the correct overlays, I need the correct transitions and this equipment. I'm like, no, you don't. You need a headset, a microphone,
and a webcam.
And you don't need a webcam.
And a good personality.
Yeah.
You just have to enjoy doing it.
Yeah, that's the problem with society nowadays. I mean, I won't say all, but those people who are actually really, really interested to be in this whole, like, YouTube, Instagram, social media business, they always want the easy way out, sadly, right? And here's the thing. This is what I've noticed. It's not wrong, but sometimes it's like, you know what? It's just the wrong way of doing it. Everybody wants to gain the numbers. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to get, okay, like for me, I guess I'm partially to be blamed because we run a YouTube channel and we have the following, so we kind of show them what we're doing, the opportunities that we get, and there are a lot of people who want to be in our position and they think it's easy, and to be honest, it's not. And when we started this industry, we didn't do it because we wanted to build the numbers. We did it because we had no other choice. TV was not going to play our videos. There was only Facebook wasn't.
I feel like it's like an outlet for us to just like.
Yeah, it was okay. For me, I did it because it was an outlet for us to kind of like represent the kind of people that were not seen on TV. The fat, the short, the ones who are not very, I'll say, physically appealing.
Face for radio.
Yeah, like for me, it's a face for radio. So I did that so that every one of us could get a chance. You different lah. You got quite handsome face, huh? Fish.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Now,
and now everybody just wants the numbers because it's cool.
The question that someone posed to me, because I used to have the same mindset as that. A good friend of mine this guy's way smarter than anyone I've ever met in my life. He posed a really good question. Is it wrong for people to want to be famous?
Okay, to be honest,
I don't think it's wrong.
The answer to that is no.
Yeah, there's no wrong.
Okay, we have to accept the fact that if you want to get into the entertainment industry, the fame is going to be part of the prerequisite of it. You know what I mean? You're going to get that eventually if you do something great and you do something and a lot of people see. So it's not wrong for people to want to chase fame. It's just how you do it.
Yeah.
And the reason why he asked me was exactly that, because I used to get lots of questions from people asking like, how do I become famous? I was like, okay, why do you want to become famous? Oh, I just want to be famous. I'd be like, well, that's not the right way. You'll never get it. And he was like, what if they really just want to be famous? Then you're discouraging someone from doing something they really want to do. And I was like, that's pretty true. If their entire goal is to become famous, then they should do something to get there. It's like what you just said. How they become famous is different. You have to be able to do something to get there. So then the real question would be, what are you going to do to become famous?
Yeah, I feel like fame also is very subjective. You could be famous within your own community, or you want to be like worldwide famous. And it's up to the person basically to like kind of dictate how famous, quote unquote, they want to be, like whether it's in their community or not. And like what you said, I feel chasing fame usually won't lead to you being famous. Chasing passion is I feel is a much more viable way for you to gain a following, because you're just constantly improving what you like to do, what you want to do.
That's true.
And I think people will respect that more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, yes, it's right that chasing passion, but
sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it does not.
I have a friend who legitimately wanted to become famous, and that was her entire goal. Like, I just want to become famous. I want to be an influencer. And she reached out to me like a long time back, like asking me about it. I put her in touch with a few people. They didn't really want to work for her because her entire goal is to become famous. She is now famous, and she achieved that just because she wanted to become famous. And she realized that the way to get there was to do things she was passionate about. So she did a lot of different things to try and build up her following, build up her network. And eventually some of those things she really enjoyed stuck, and she's continuing to do them to this day.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a really good example of someone who legitimately wanted to become an influencer.
Yep.
And then found things that she was passionate about.
Wow.
And found out that people enjoyed watching
and found
it.
that people enjoyed watching what she did, and then continued working on it. And there's so many things like ASMR, streaming, YouTube videos. She does a lot, like all of it. And I've asked her, like, are these things that you thought were popular? Like, yeah, I thought they were really popular. Some of them I really enjoyed doing. Like she mentioned, she really enjoyed streaming, so she does it, even though that's her lowest performing platform. Then those things like ASMR, which she had no idea what it was, tried it because it was the in thing and popular, realized she really enjoyed doing it, and her fans really enjoyed it, so she kept doing it.
Yeah, so, when I was in radio, for the lack of a better word, yes, I was chasing fame. I was chasing the numbers, right? Because the only reason why I wanted to do that, I was under the impression that the more followers or the more numbers you got, it'll be easier for you to get jobs outside. People would hire you to be an MC and stuff like that. But I realized that no, that's not really the case. Actually, it doesn't mean that when you become famous or become big, money is going to come flowing in. No,
but it is true to a certain extent.
It is true to a certain extent. But the thing is, so when I was working in radio, there were a bunch of us. So the main focus on radio is always the morning show. They would get the billboard exposure and everything, and the rest are just going to be like, we're just like the fillers in between. And we don't get jobs, we don't get noticed as much. We every time when people come in, oh, I want to work with the morning show, and the rest of us are just like invincible. We do get sometimes some shows, but most of the time it's always one-sided. So that's why we try to build ourselves. We try to do different things, we try to innovate. But then back then there was no social media, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook videos and stuff like that. So what else can we do? That's where we try to go to as many events as we can. We try to go out and try to sell ourselves. We go outside and we try to get jobs and say, hey man, I'll charge you $100, but let me host your event for you to get exposure and stuff like that. But that made me kind of like do different things along the way. But the thing is, all those did not work. But came to one point of time, I like making videos, and for some reason I was getting a lot of views from that, and it was really, really unexpected, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden people knew who I was, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'll do more. And it grew and grew and it grew and it grew, but I wasn't making more money. So what I'm trying to get with this is, it doesn't mean if you're famous you're a great businessman.
Yeah.
And there are people who are way less famous than I am, right? Who does not even probably add up to the numbers of what I have, who are making better business decisions that I am, and who is making more money, who is being a better entrepreneur and stuff like that. So for me, is maybe again falling back to the whole idea of Instagram hiding likes. It's not about the numbers. Again, it's about the individual. It's about your effort. It's about how you get there. It's about what you're willing to do and what you're willing to sacrifice.
And that's why I think it's going to change the next generation of content creators, because they're not going to care about how many likes they get anymore.
Yeah.
They're going to care about putting out good things that they think are really good.
Exactly. It'll be for me, the ideal would be one day if even YouTube will hide their views and stuff, so that people will be recognized on the great content that you put out. You know what I mean? And not have, it also takes away the ego. Like, can you imagine when you go out, right, and you're like, oh, I've got 200 million views under my belt, that kind of thing. But nowadays you don't even know how many views you get there. But when you go out, every compliment that comes to you is going to be more. It's going to be more valuable.
The compliments are going to be, congratulations, getting 2 million views in a video. It's going to be like, hey, your cinematography there was really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that's actually a pretty good shift.
That'd be like the old YouTube days when people used to compare, like, wow, that shot was really cool. This was that really good, because everyone's getting about the same.
Yeah, and
then it really becomes more about the quality of the content and what you want to put up and the message you want to put across. Because if you can't see likes, what you're looking at is comments. So I'm like, the content you put up will generate those comments, and if it's just like a very simple, very surface content, you're probably not going to generate any talk, or it's not going to stir anyone's minds or anything.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, that's a very insightful conversation for today.
It's so mature.
Indeed. It's such a mature conversation. And you know what? With that, I shall end the conversation today. Fish, you know what? Thank you very much for joining us on this podcast. It's been such a true honor having an Angmo who can speak Chinese to be on the show.
Thanks, huh?
So, okay, you know what? Parting words. Would you like to say anything to all of our listeners in Chinese?
听不懂.
Come on, you have to say something in Chinese. I don't know lah. I always like it when he starts speaking Chinese.
You can't understand also.
Doesn't matter. I will try to understand.
And it's Mandarin, not Chinese.
Oh, sorry, Mandarin. Okay, whatever. Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Ginny boy 是个傻逼来的.
What was that?
I said that you're an awesome person.
Yeah.
Really great. So
Really
amazing.
great.
小 B is small what?
No, 傻逼.
小 B? Whatever. Fish, any last words to all of our listeners here in English?
This has been fun. It's awesome.
We'd like to thank our sponsors who sponsored the show today. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you'll be able to see the lovely food that we have. We're going to devour in just a bit. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Da Makan. They're a food app which allows you to basically go through their menu, check out their list of stuff that we love very, very much. They are working together with T-Live. There's a bundle you can order for a limited time only. If you want to get 12 ringgit off your first purchase, what is the code, Shufei?
Be tasty Mamak.
Spell it out.
BETASTYMAMAK.
Yes, and you get 12 ringgit off, okay, for all you cheapskate fellas out there. You're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us, Fish. Hope to speak to you next time. Have a safe trip back to Shanghai.
Thank you.
Yeah, 谢谢你. What the heck? Thank you very much for listening. Remember, follow us on Instagram. It's Mamak Sessions on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, and listen to us on iTunes as well. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We will talk to you next show.